Good afternoon and welcome back to Noon with Natalie. I am always excited for my guests, but we've already been laughing for about 20 minutes. I am so happy to have Jess Cerato back with me. And she is reinvented, transitioned, and she's now a certified numerologist and energy strategist. And she's inspiring vision for the world. I love that. She wants to bring power of numbers to the mainstream, and using intuition as her most powerful business tool, she empowers women to step into their sparkle by realizing their unique numerological energy and the energy around them. By connecting the frequencies that make up the energy equations all around us, we can truly feel more joy in our everyday lives. And shouldn't that's what we should be aspiring to, is joy.
Yes. Life
every
is
day.
too short. Life is too short.
So the first thing that, so you've inspired me already, and I said it off the recording that intuition plays a big part in what you do. And it's the same thing for myself. As a speaking coach, I sometimes just magically know what is going to sound better, what it's going to look better, how you should walk across the stage, et cetera, et cetera. So what do you say to those people, numbers, Pasha? Like, how can this really help me?
Yeah. I think it's having a context to support what you already feel. Nothing in your numbers or nothing that I can say about your numbers can propel you to do something, or is even sometimes even a true surprise. Really what numbers do is hold up this mirror to you and your soul. And sometimes the qualities are just pushed down so deep inside. And we're afraid for many reasons to let them out, our true self out, and to really rely on them. And it is just like the permission slip to be yourself, right?
The permission slip to be yourself. Nice.
And it's like, it's to experience more joy, because think about it. Like, and we've talked about this before, is like your intuition, what comes out right away. And then you think, oh, but I can't just say that. There needs to be a reason for it. So what's my reason? It came from my heart. And then you put it back through your head and try to make logical reason out of it. Number one, that takes a lot of time. And when you could be doing something else. And number two, sometimes your mind changes it, right? And you think your mind is like, oh, I can make it better. But in actuality, it's your true intuitive gift that's like, it's perfect the way it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So can you share maybe, lately, maybe a client or somebody that they had an aha moment with what you read or the numbers that you showed them?
Yes. This one, I mean, it happens. It happens a lot, especially for people who are changing seasons or who are in kind of like this crossroads. But this one particular client, we were talking about her ruling number. And a ruling number is based on your birth date. And it's kind of the overarching energy of your being. And, we started out the call with talking about the gifts and strengths that she uniquely possessed.
Okay.
And I could feel that she didn't quite believe me, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, so let's go to your obstacles and your weaknesses, because of course there's always the diamonds in the rough. And when we were talking about those, it turned. She said, oh my goodness, that is me. I can feel that so strongly. Oh my goodness. And so I stopped and said, if you believe in your soul that all of these things I am telling you about yourself in terms of your weaknesses and your obstacles are true. And I didn't know her. She was a stranger. And I said, so the only thing I know about you are your numbers. And in your numbers, I am 100% sure that these are your weaknesses and obstacles. And you are sure. Can't you also believe that what I'm also telling you about your gifts and your strengths could also be true? Then you saw this. And it wasn't an instant, like 100% believe them, but it was that spark of, oh yeah, I do have that gift. That is my strength. That is inside me. But I just needed someone to
Yeah.
remind me. So that was a powerful one for me of, sometimes, especially when we're in the negative energy, it's hard to see the empowered side. And I'm also
Yeah.
not saying that it's always like rainbows and unicorns and everything's always positive.
Yeah.
The energy always has the positive, the negative. There's
Yeah.
always a polarity. But by knowing the context of that, we can see the possibilities. And that's kind of comforting. And it's also pretty fun, inspiring.
Well, yeah. And I like the connection you're making with the head and the heart, because just a few weeks ago, I said, I personally in my business want to get people out of their heads and get into their hearts when they have to speak about themselves and their business or what they do, or maybe they have a talk to give. And really, yes, you need to plan for it and prepare. And that would be the brain, the logical side. But on the delivery side, really come from a place of authenticity and from the heart, so that people will connect with you. And I think that's part of what you're doing, is making those connections for people. So once they have their numbers and you've sort of laid out this plan, that you've kind of dumped all this on them, what do they do with those numbers? Or what do they do with that information?
Yeah.
Or how do they apply it?
So in a few different ways, one of the master classes I do is Springboard Your Strategy. So it's numerology specifically for women in business.
Okay.
And we so they know their own numbers, but we also forecast for the next year what energy will show up in their lives and in support of their business. Okay. And we do that using the playing cards. So playing cards, this is it's so cool because numerology is our calendar system. So there's 52 cards in the playing deck. There's 52 weeks in the year. Why are there 7 days in a week? 5 + 2 = 7. If you add up all of these numbers in the deck, including the jacks of 11, that kind of thing, you get 364. You add the joker in, a quarter and a half, a 1 1/4, you get 365 1/4, which is exactly how many days are in our year, plus a little bit for the leap year. And so, so this is how it all connects, right? So then by forecasting the energy, they can see where the universe is going to support maybe a selling, or that's the diamonds, right? Where is more supportive of introspective work and transformation, the spades? Where communication, the clubs, is really going to be effective. And then you can plan to have things in your calendar that is supported by the universal energy, and it won't feel like you're going against the wind. Because like even so, life or business, it doesn't matter. But when you have a plan and then you wake up and you go to implement it and you feel like you're literally like walking into the wind. That's the energy, right? And so you can choose to keep going for it, or you can choose to like change course and go with energy. And that's powerful. So that's, on a business level. And then a personal level, I really find that it's just the appreciation of yourself and others, knowing that the same situation will bring two unique perspectives. Yeah. And yes, it's mind, we know this. But when you're in that situation, you're like, can't you just think like I think? Or can't you just do what I do? But it's like what you just said is so powerful. It's like when you speak, when you communicate, people feel you. Yeah. And so it's connecting with the hearts of other people. And you can do that through your numbers, through your chart, and through the charts of others as well.
I love it. I'm going to have you do my numbers. I think I already know mine anyways, but I'm always curious to get a different perspective. Or, I suppose the perspective changes from week to week, month to month, year to year, especially with our project that we have going on now. I know that there's only goodness, because I know the fluidity of everything we've done is there. So it would be interesting to see what the rest of the forecast would be for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so
I also teach people.
I also
go ahead. People your own intuition.
Yes.
Just by getting a numerology report or having some context, you begin to notice numbers all around you. Yeah. And then when that happens, I don't know, like, do you look at a clock and look at a phone? You're like, oh,
11:11. Yes.
There you go.
Master
Your
numbers.
spiritual path, right?
Yeah.
And when you start to notice that, it also inspires that. And I always say, like, let it be fun, notice energy, notice numbers, and use your intuition to interpret that. But the report, the time with me is kind of just like this context in which to do that.
Absolutely. So you do the springboard for business. And then if somebody's listening now and they're looking, well, not necessarily about work, but maybe a personal life, what does that look like?
So I call that the step into your sparkle reading. And it's an individual reading based on your energy. We look at the seasons in your life, where you are in those seasons. And then we also forecast out for you as well. And really powerful start. I also do family charts, which for me as a mom of 2 girls who are complete opposites, it's really helpful for me to know their numerical energy and how they differ and how they can communicate with each other and how I can support them as well. So I do, couple readings, you and a partner, that kind of composite energy amongst you two, and then also family readings. It's like when we went to school, well, I'm assuming we're the same age. I know we are. The paper that your teachers used to write on, like that carbon copy, and you could see through it.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So we're on the same page. So that's how I kind of view the family charts. Is I put put each one as a layer on top of each other, and you can so clearly see what energy is amplified and which energy you might stand alone in your family, because that can feel isolating. But once you know it, it can feel empowering, and that's the missing piece of the puzzle. And
lastly, you do like ladies' nights.
I do. This is so fun. So this is because, I recognize, this is all really, it's about joy, right? And so, yes, numerology can be such a powerful transformational tool. And it can also be freaking fun. Yeah. So get together some friends. Let's hop on Zoom. Of course, this is how we're all doing it now. And we have like a fun ladies' night where I do your numerological energy. And then it's so fun to see friends kind of chime in with like, oh yeah, I can see that with you. Yeah. We pull some cards, we pull some oracle cards, we pull some cards from the deck. And it's just a fun way to connect energetically as well. Again, seeing where those similarities are and appreciating each other's differences.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of times they're like the ladies' intuition takes over, and I just like sit back and watch because I love it so much, right?
Yeah. And I think it also, for people who maybe don't buy in right away in a group setting, it could be a little bit more comfortable, right? And then maybe from there they may want to have a chat with you one-on-one so that they can discuss things that are more important to them. Anything else you want to add?
To that, like, just maybe it's also not the right time, right? Like numbers.
Yes.
Numbers come into your life for a reason, right? At a certain time. And so if you're watching this and listening to this and you're like, no way, cool. Come back 6 months, come back in a year and be curious about it. But really, just, I guess what I will say is, the energy is there. Whether you engage in it or not, it doesn't matter. You're just being passive, which is not a bad thing, but the energy is there. And your energy, whether you choose to do anything or not with it, is actively affecting others, even by you just doing nothing. So why not harness it? Why not be fun with it?
100%. And I think that some of the topics that we I know for myself, communication, presentations can be a heavy topic for people. And that's why I try and bring fun into it, and laughter and humor, because I know already people are freaking out that they have to do this. So let's look at the lighter side and see how we can make it a little bit fun, inject some humor, so that you too, as you're presenting, you're feeling good about what you have to say. So we are going to put your bio in the description. Now, if they want to get a hold of you, they're like, okay, I need to talk to her. How do we reach you? The best way.
Well, my website is jessicacerato.com.
Perfect.
I'm on Instagram and Facebook, Jessica Cerato. Pretty easy. I'm the same everywhere.
Excellent. So, consistency is good.
Yeah.
So for those of you who joined me today, thank you so much, Jess Cerato, our certified numerologist, who joined us and shared about numbers and how they can help us leverage our business and our life. My name is Natalie. I own Master Your Authentic Voice. I am a communications coach. I'm also the creator of Teen Talk. So I help teens in a platform really shine when they have their presentations and feel comfortable about what they need to share, whether in school or interviews. If you need to reach me, I'm at nataliemayotte.com. Jess, thank you so much for being with me today. I appreciate it 1,000%. That's a great number.
Oh,
I will see you soon at
yes.
Ladies' Night.
Bye.
Bye.